That's the new card. There we go. It probably needs a time walk though. When we get a time walk, we're gonna swap out the mystical tutor for time walk. How's it do against shops? You'd be impressed. It's got a reasonable shop matchup. I considered cutting or running a fourth chewer just to really shore it up. But yeah, I mean it's not bad. How much do you have to donate for me to stream that? More than you probably want to. So 7th edition, which is probably the ugliest of bridges. They want 24 tickets for one. Let me see if there's a cheaper version. So what about 8th edition bridge? This one's 24. Okay. Yeah, 27 for that version. So, I only have one ensnaring bridge, and the deck runs 4. Metagame is basically storm and shops and random blue decks, which the survival decks should destroy. Yeah, I mean, in theory. But storm is probably just unwinnable. Oh, we're going to destroy the shops and random blue decks, but lose to storm. Well, I also play storm. I built Doomsday because we're still borrowing the Doomsdays. So I built vintage, my take on vintage Doomsday. You know, I don't know if it's right. We've only played it a little bit, so I want to get some more playtime with this and you guys and make some card decisions. I feel like I just decided not to make any decisions with, as far as whether it was going to be fast bond build or just straight blue black. I just built the initial list is just straight blue black, which has some advantages, namely being strip mine and wasteland. Has other disadvantages. It doesn't have the and you run fewer gush if you're not going to run fast spawn, as you see here. I'm running 2. Moral ethical issue. I would play it. I don't think I'd enjoy to some of my other decks. Fast spawn is better. Yeah, I mean in some ways your mana base is worse though. So you have to make some decisions. You have to make some decisions. I don't know about this cruise. You kind of want to be faster than cruise. Not that cruise is terribly slow, but like you kind of once all those cards are in the graveyard, you should have already comboed. So this might need to be the third gush or something else. You play some sort of stacks, Overmaster? Fast spawn stacks, that sounds interesting. Well, don't forget you only get one fast spawn. And if you're not in black and vintage, black being, you know, the primary color for vintage as far as tutors is concerned. I mean, like blue has some nice tutors. White has enlightened tutor. Blue has mystical. Blue also has ancestral. But I mean, like if you're talking about consistently finding your fast bond, you're gonna need to be in black. So you're gonna play black green, like a black green blue deck. I mean, abrupt decay is actually not bad right now in vintage. You could go white. Enlightened tutor does find it. Oh, nice. So he didn't scoop, or he didn't drop the event. So we might get to play he and I. No, Russian spy. This is a setback. The outlet I was playing off of, the outlets, I should say plural outlets, I was streaming off of, fried or whatever, shorted out, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not on my streaming computer right now. I'm on the laptop. So it's actually a step back. Yeah, the fuse blew or something. But the benefit is I have a camera on my. It's right here, as you can see. I have a camera on my laptop that I'm using. So the benefit is you get my face, but the detriment is stream quality and um, landscape. Like I'm stuck on one screen again. I transferred the playlist over. I hope you noticed. I transferred the playlist over to my new rig via Google Drive. All right, good luck and have fun. Hope he's not just AFK. I did message this guy earlier. That'd be kind of a bummer if we waited all this time to play against this guy and could have just playing another Q draft. I like this deck so much, even with the prospect of getting any tickets back gone. Excuse me. It's still really, I really want to play this deck and live the dream. We did at least get to cast our sweetness. We did get to put, what did we do? Go to freeform and look at the deck briefly. We got to live somewhat of the dream. We got to put Magma Jet on Isochron Scepter. Well, I'm not used to it yet. It's a new thing. I'm just getting used to it, Russian Spy. I noticed that I was reading the chat less. Since the chat is on the same screen as what I'm playing, I feel like I read chat more with this setup. So there's actually some other hidden benefits to being on one screen that you might not think about if you weren't a broadcaster or what have you. It's actually kind of neat. Like I think it's what's led my stream to be some of you guys have told me that my stream's a little more interactive than some other streams you've been to. And I think part of that I'm actually going to put this here too. It's sometimes a tap land. Ideally it's not, but if you don't see the island or the mountain, it is. It's enabled me to be more interactive because it's right there in front of my face, the chat. Also, my desire to, to talk with you guys might be higher than some other streamers. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw other people under the bus. I'm just saying there are advantages to being on one screen that you might not think about, and that's probably one of them. That being said, my two screens are like right next to each other, so it's not even a stretch of the neck to look on the new rig. I did that on purpose because I don't want to lose that feel. I don't want you guys to be like, Spawn, notice me, senpai. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose that personal touch, that feel that you guys get that you're like, wow, he's actually like reading the things that we're saying. Because I've been in plenty of streams where that doesn't happen, and that's not the kind of feel I want to build here. That's not the kind of community we're looking for. So anyway, how are you guys doing? Enough about my house blowing up and crashing and burning. How are you guys? Is Lantern Control the best deck in Modern? If it had more game against Bloom or Goryo's Vengeance, sure. Actually, it's not bad. It can actually have really good draws against Goryo's Vengeance. What am I saying? I think if it didn't just straight up, it also has trouble dumping the hand. A lot of people don't think about it, but like against Twin, if you can't dump your hand, and Snaring Bridge doesn't do much about a Splinter Twin. Nice secret Russian spy. Well, right. I mean, like, we've had some nights where we have 100, 200 people in here, and those nights, if everybody's in a talkative mood with me or whatever, it is hard to keep up. Oh, I'm not noticing you, Sketch. It is hard to keep up Russian spy. So I'm not trying to poke the finger. Because I've been there. I've been in 100 or more person stream and being the guy running it, and it's hard to keep up with everyone. Also, Lantern dies. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you've got the splash damage that Lantern also. Like, the Lantern deck is also hit by the same sideboard slots that people are running for Affinity. I was really excited about this. It looks like he just went to sleep, our opponent. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a new cube draft. Yeah, because he's not coming. Oh, man, I really wanted to play this deck one more time. We did get to put something sweet on the Scepter. We did actually get to play a legitimate game where we had the deck 40 cards, and it was streamlined, and we still lost. So I think we've gotten what little satisfaction we could out of this cube draft. We still got plenty of points, right? Please. I've got enough for another cube draft. Lantern also can't beat Tron. Yeah. So let's jump into a fresh one and let's just get back in there. I told you guys I'd do one more before calling it a night, so let's do it. So Legacy Cube Swiss. What's nice is we didn't spend any tickets to play tonight. You know, all of it was fun money, all of it, and the modern, yeah, and the modern league I streamed yesterday. That was all fun money. It was all Monopoly money. So it's kind of nice. I guess it's all psychological, though. I mean, if you want to get into how they kind of, these are kind of just not my favorite thing ever about Magic Online right now. But psychologically, it makes you think you're spending less tickets, I guess. Makes you think, makes you feel that way. All right, so fresh draft. Let's get back in there, team. Just have a good time. Okay, so what do we want to build? I guess I should have thought about that before we open the first. This card's neat. You know, the ramp deck is actually really good right now because there's no ramp and there's like very, very little. Compulsive Research goes both Reanimator or you could build. We could try to jam the Aristocrats deck. That would be Bloodghast. I did want to try to build that tonight, but the problem is we ended up in a Reanimator deck that just seemed better. I think we should build one of those two decks. We should build Aristocrats or we should build Rampy. Stipulation, no control deck? Okay, well then it would be Aristocrats or Rampy. You want fun or you want to win, says Overmaster. Russian Spy says Ramp. Play Ramp. Okay. You take Cradle? Hmm. Yeah. Aristocrats is way open, though. I think we're going to regret it, because I think people realize how sweet the ramp deck is, whereas the... Well, we'll do this eventually. You need elves, though, for the Cradle to be sweet. It's kind of that conundrum. This member is really flexible. And this gets you force. The problem is it doesn't put it into play. That's always been my problem with her in Rampy decks, because she doesn't actually put it into play. Whereas Fauna Shaman can like find the creature you want to finish with. This is also solid removal, even if we don't go black. Could also be blue-green. Oh, what? Ramp into Tamio, ramp into Sower. Yeah, that might be fun. Ramp into Tamio. I'm going to run the more flexible card, which is the Dismember. We can run it no matter what colors we go. Alright, there's something we can ramp into. Emmy... Technically, yes, but it's really ambitious to think that you're going to ramp all the way that. Take the Sifter.